got Aryeh and, oh, I'm sorry. I forgot, we're not getting that right now. We got Strawhat and Webb.
Okay. Yeah, a lot of shield push right now. Great stuff with the fair, just going for the easy percent, knowing that like Nair could get him counter hit. Yeah, he's really using like he's using a lot more boomerang and arrow, knowing that like it's kind of risky for bombs, even though they cover like the space that boomerang and arrow can't, since he can just heal off them and all your like every neutral win beforehand. Doesn't really matter as much.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, WebbJP trying to figure out his way in here. Does get hit by the returning boomerang. I like to call it Luma because it just breaks you out of combos.
Oh yeah.
Alright. Yeah, like a lot of this just getting like anti-aired over and over again. Wow, they're Smash 4 neutral coming out. Finally actually reacts to it and gets the turnaround grab. Smart stuff. Heals, as I've been saying. Really need to watch out those bombs, and now that he got that heal, he can really like go off with his advantage state.
Yeah, speaking of going off an advantage state, that's the magic of Lucas on Wi-Fi, man. Getting hit by PK, what's the ice one? PK Freeze? Getting hit by that is an experience, because it just sends you. like sayonara, so.
Yeah, wow. Webb really making the most out of these, like, all these openings. Like, we saw earlier that, like, he was having a real tough time getting in. Strawhat was doing a phenomenal job keeping him out, but once he broke that space, Strawhat's in a really bad position, because now he has to not only approach, but, like, this character with a deficit is really bad, because sometimes he doesn't kill you to 160.
Yeah, a lot of ways Lucas could take you out, and a lot of ways Younglink can too. This thing about Younglink is he has so much reliability when he's in your face, because he's got a lot of good like boxing buttons and a lot of just ways to cross you up, not a lot of lag on his moves, but Lucas is just so good at putting up like his barriers where just missed the ledge there, but
yeah, as you're saying, putting up barriers just kind of just like walling him out with that PK Thunder 2, PK Thunder 1.
Yeah, Lucas definitely a heck of a character. I think he might be onto something, like him being top 20. I think a lot of people would think that's crazy, and oh man, that down tilt in the fair is not actually going to do it. Surprising. I think Strawhat was sort of banking on that, but instead gonna have to keep fighting for this first stock. Or
yeah,
unless
he's going to take it. Yeah, like Strawhat has not only been using fair a lot, so that's been scaling his fair, but like at certain spots you kind of do need the rage to kill down tilt fair. Like up air, both up air and up B actually have better knockback than fair.
Yeah, that was well played by JP. See what Strawhat has as a response. This is one of those. This actually played out really quickly. I was expecting something a little bit more. I don't want to say campy,
defensive, yeah.
but defensive, I guess, is probably the word I'm looking for. But we didn't get that at all. So we'll see what kind of adjustments Strawhat makes, because I don't know, fighting against Lucas might be something that he's just not used to doing.
Yeah, Strawhat was definitely relying on like hiding like on the ground, like underneath the platform. But like that's where Lucas loves to approach. Like his approaches are very low to the ground. So I wonder if he could start using platforms more and kind of like almost air camping him.
Yeah.
Yep. Bomb toss down, as I just pointed out. Trying to go for those air camps. All right. Ooh, good DI on that. Something I've seen that what's his face does. Toast does is he'll reverse his up B in order to catch get the missed DI.
Yep.
All right. Finally having just like the beginning of last game, he does have this advantage, but gets his bomb reflected. He really needs to watch those bombs. He needs to throw them with a plan. He can't just really use them for a for added zoning, because WebbJP is just two on top of it is his magnets. So like if you can throw them and then punish the magnet attempt, that's gonna be the best usage out of the bombs.
Yeah, let's see what. I mean, Strawhat already off to a much better start this game for sure. Looks like he's got a little bit more manageable, minding his space from Webb a little bit better than I think he was in the last game. Because that's the game you got to play against Lucas. Yeah,
he's also using like the platforms, spacing around them. Like he's jumping up more. Just like realizing that Webb can't Webb really has to put himself in a bad position if he wants to catch him on platforms. And like both arrow, bomb, and downward angled boomerang is really good on platform for catching approaches.
Yeah. All right, so after healing a little bit of Webb's health, Strawhat finding himself in a little bit of a down position, but still holding strong on his corner stage.
Yeah.
He's going to be mindful of that bomb. Looked like he wanted to throw it, didn't want Webb to heat it up.
Yeah, back there, not going to take it. Does have enough. Can you get the DI? Nope.
I like that option.
Yeah,
It looked like he was trying to convert it into something, the up B in terms of as a punish, but he didn't quite get it, but at least has some advantage here.
Yeah. And if you read DI off of up B, you actually can true kill confirm up air off of it. So that's why it's such a potent outer shield option. Ooh, interesting stuff with it. Yeah, he was doing some cool stuff with those E drops and nairs, but WebbJP was had just enough of like a safe time zone that he was able to just kind of magnet and negate all that cool percent he put on. Another up smash. Yeah, Strawhat keeps like landing on top of him, and he needs to watch out for that because WebbJP's keeps calling him out with that up smash. All right, good air to air. Really like the full hop off ledge because that's something he hasn't done this entire match. So
Yep.
able to catch WebbJP off guard. Yeah, something I'm seeing from Strawhat is like he's a lot of times he's just going like he's expecting his projectile to hit shield, which kind of hurts like his damage off those projectiles. Whereas like you never really see any preemptive like short hop arrows in order to catch a boomerang, which is both good and bad because if you early commit to it,
Oh
then
God, that hit.
you can get punished.
Holy cow.
Ooh,
Yeah, Strawhat-
trying to boomerang again.
Yeah, he's getting caught pressing the B button a little bit. Looking for a snipe. We saw a little. No. Wonder if that's
Something's
on
up
my
the
end or
stream.
their end.
Ooh, communication error, and it was so close too.
Oh my God, I'm so sad. Why is Nintendo Wi-Fi like this?
Oh, it was only on.
It was
our
all,
end,
at least
okay.
they're still in game. I thought it was them.
Alright.
But this happened last week too. I don't know. It's kind of the worst. But F in the chat for that. That is a very big F. So, all right, we're gonna have to wait this one out. Yeah, nothing I can do about that. For some reason, can't jump in. Well, the reason is because Nintendo Wi-Fi is something. But
It's
like,
something, all right.
at least the game didn't cancel though, because then what would have happened is then we would have just waited to see who was out of the arena, and then they just would have lost the match. So that's probably worse. And this looked like an even game though, which is the sad part, because
Yeah, because those are the most exciting games to watch. Because like, it really just comes down to whoever is able to make those those good calls and go as far as they can with every interaction. While
Yes.
keeping themselves from like making bad plays.
yeah, Strawhat was starting to make plays for sure. So we'll see.
It's turning in chat. It won't affect the players of the VODs afterwards.
Yeah, dude, that is the funniest thing ever to say, because that's literally not true. Because there's no other way to get. There's literally no other way to get the feed of the game. Like, what a ridiculous thing to say.
Yeah, but the worst part is that like Vicky, like, I kind of feel bad for the Nintendo rep there because he was definitely forced to say that. Like, they definitely
yeah,
had a
Jordan.
teleprompter say, like, "Hey, look, if you don't want to get fired, say this." But like, it's very awkward for like Toph and Vicky Kitty because like they know how it really is, and you can see in their faces they're kind of shaking their head like.
Looks like we got a game 3. Because
I
Strawhat
broke
apparently
the
did win.
stream, dude. I mean, our Wi-Fi characters, this level of Wi-Fi-itude. First of all, there's WebbJP, who plays Lucas, who gets double super extra mega double extra skips Bertha booty buffed on Wi-Fi. That's just Lucas in a nutshell. And what is this? That's a Young Link, and then both together caused it to crash.
Yeah,
Yeah,
not
it's
it's
too
just,
surprised.
much. It's too much.
it's just a cyclone of projectiles. The game couldn't keep up.
I'm just not even surprised. It's like having a food fight in the cafeteria, like right when you think the principal went out to lunch around the same time. You think, it's fucking good. We can do it. It's fine. We can go in. We can have this food fight. I'm 10 years old. I like throwing food at people. It's fun. But no, the principal came back. He met his wife earlier on in the afternoon, and then they came right into the cafeteria right as you were throwing it at that douche nozzle, Billy the Kid's freaking bully lunchbox, and then he says, "Cease!" And that's when you all get detention. You have to clean the cafeteria, and you can't have any more tournaments in there.
That was quite the story. We need to put that in the NJ lore.
No, it's part of the NJ lore. I've never been in a food fight, fun fact, but I mean, that's what we got on stream for you guys right now, and I like to make that analogy because that's really what this matchup is, man. I mean, Young Link, especially on Wi-Fi, you know, just 3 projectiles, all that confirm and combo into a multitude of his wonderful strong attacks. It just makes it a difficult thing, especially when there's, you know, a consistent input delay, even if you're in the same region. Because, fun fact about Wi-Fi, I do believe that even if, like, it's a match that's Japan connecting to Japan, I heard something about, like, an additional
it has
5 frames?
a base, either 6 or 7 frames on. Actually, yeah, I think it's like 7 frames on top of the base 6 frames of input delay. So yeah, it's delay on delay, which is quite strange, but I'm not a developer, so.
In my magical, professional, super expert commentator opinion, I'm just gonna drop some knowledge on y'all that'll probably make Young Link harder to deal with. I know, shocker, right?
Yeah, you can't really. It's gonna be a lot harder to like parry on reaction. You have to really call out when he's throwing and like how he's throwing it.
Oh yeah, that's just a huge name of the game for Young Link. It's when he's gonna, you know, when he's gonna toss something up based on where you are. Because one thing that Young Links are gonna want to do, because they know what they're doing. They want to wear you down with the projectiles. They want you to get annoyed by them, and because when you do, that is when players start to get impatient. That is when they start to run in a little more, and you start to run in on Young Link, you start mashing on him, you're gonna have even worse of a time than you did before. It's just patience. It's just patience. It's so important. It's knowing what options you have based on where he's gonna toss his boomerang or where he's gonna throw a bomb, and knowing when he's gonna do it at certain angles. You gotta be in their head.
Yeah. Speaking of being in people's heads, he really called out that drift on the with the forward air. Like, Strawhat's doing such a great job at just like that first game. He just didn't really. It felt like he didn't know where WebbJP was gonna position himself. But now he's just like he's always there. Like he's always right there and able to punish WebbJP's micro movement. Like, yeah, that he caught him trying to get anti-air forward air, and he took a huge punish for it.
Oh yeah, watching that movement against Lucas is so important because, I mean, as annoying as a character as he is considered to fight, trust me, I'm not the only one with that opinion. He does have counterplay to an extent, and Young Link is a character who I think can match that counterplay in spades, especially because of all the projectiles he has. Because Lucas not only struggles with disjoints, and Young Link's got some minor ones. They're not, you know, something like, you know, Fire Emblem level of, you know, like disjoint or whatever. He's really more so a zoner mixed up with a close combat type character. But when you're fighting, Lucas is so important to try and stay grounded. Because you go.
Yeah, like, as you were saying, it's very important for him to stay grounded because, like, I've said time and time again, that's where all of his approach options are, and like he plays around his grab, and like you can't really grab in the air, so it's something that he has to really like watch out for, and like the higher he jumps, because of also his floatiness, the more risk he puts himself at, because he can't really, unlike Young Link, he can't get back to like the ground as fast.
Absolutely. Yo, that just kind of makes me think, yo, imagine if Lucas had a command grab.
Oh my gosh. This character would be top 5.
And imagine the alternate reality where Lucas's grab works in the air.
Ooh, the forward throw buffs really doing wonders for Strawhat. Yeah, this is one of the smaller stages. Trying to go for the drag down forward air. Had he hit that, that would have been fair drag down tilt into either an up air, maybe even an air to go for a platform. There's a lot you can do from that fair drag down, because up until like around 70, it combos into down tilt, and then you can start going for up smash, or like the different smash attacks depending on like percent and rage, as well as like even sometimes DI, depends. Because I do actually co-main this character, so I happen to know a good amount.
Right. Yeah, Young Link's damage output is nothing to contest with, and that's another thing that that's where the irritation factor kind of starts to come in again, because then once the character is actually in on you, besides throwing the projectiles, you eat just so much damage at the time being. But WebbJP, I mean not WebbJP, Strawhat, as he finishes the game. Yeah, I was just gonna say he was doing a wonderful job just keeping that mid-range distance against Lucas. He wasn't going far enough to the point where he was just gonna, you know, safely start chucking PK fires again. He wasn't going close enough to the point where he just could have gotten grabbed or just, you know, out frame dated really and gotten beaten to the punish. He was staying at that perfect mid-range where it's so annoying to deal with Youngling's projectiles, and then he just caught him off guard slipping with that up B right there, and that is going to do it for the third game. This was a best of 3, was it?